Hello, good morning. Well, it's Monday morning, the start of a new working week. And in the world of miniature painting, it's full of adventure and excitement. Well, I weren't going to be painting today. I was going to go fishing on the Broads. Very enjoyable day out fishing on the Broads. Loads of boat activity and holiday makers. And me and my mate Steve, we just spend the day catching fish. Well, I do. And watching the boats nearly hit the bridge at Ludham. Brilliant fun. Seen some funny things, I have to say. And I got up this morning, I rang my mate Steve. I actually rang him twice to see if he wanted to go for a day's fishing, but he didn't pick up the phone. So here I am, back in the office. So we'll have a day painting English Civil War figures, I think. 28mm from Warlord. Fairfax's Regiment will do today. I've just finished the Blue Regiment of the London trained bands. I've never painted English Civil War figures before. Had to do a little bit of research, but most of my research was watching Miller's Miniatures videos on his English Civil War figures. Very helpful indeed, and thank you. So got some more knights spaced up, so we'll have a look at them as well. And yeah, it's quite busy as normal. I get tucked away in here and I don't speak to anyone for a few days. People think I've disappeared, but this is where I like to be. This is where it all happens. Anyway, let's go down and have a look, see what we've got going on the bench, because there's more than just some English Civil War figures and a few knights happening. So let's go and have a look. Here we are then, down on the bench. And like I said, at the moment I'm bang in the middle of painting Sir Thomas Fairfax's regiment. These are 28mm Warlord Games figures from the Battalion starter sets. I've got 3 of those. They actually let me have 3 Battalion starter armies for the price of 2. As I've said in a previous video, that was a right result. Anyway, lots of work to do on those. And then I've built up another 2 24-man regiments of royalists there. They've just got to have the commands added to them. And some a couple of more figures. As well as those 2 royalist regiments, and I haven't got a clue what they're going to be. I've just made those up, but I have 6 parliamentarian regiments on the go, and one here is Sir Thomas Fairfax's regiment. Then if we come up here, I have Philip Skippon's regiment in red on the left, 24 figures. Then I have Lord Brooke's regiment of 24 figures, Lord Say's regiment of 24 figures, and Colonel Samuel Joseph's regiment of 24 figures. I've got 6 parliamentarian sets. Those 4 I've just shown you. Sir Thomas Fairfax is on the bench, and the Blue Regiment of the London Trade Bands, which we'll have a look at in a minute, that I've actually finished. Also on the bench, I'm still working on the Warlord Romans. I've got 9 sets of Legionnaires on the go there. 3 starter armies I bought. Again, I got 3 for the price of 2. Warlord are good at that. Will that focus? But anyway, these Romans are all in different stages, and we'll be cracking on with those. There's a Victrix mounted Roman commander at the back and a horse. That is to go with a set of Warlord Auxiliaries as their mounted commander. If we come left, I've got 3 sets of Victrix Romans on the go there. 1 set of Victrix Romans Legionnaires, 1 set of Auxiliaries, and a set of Mounted Auxiliaries. Now the Mounted Auxiliaries, I've given them all wolf skins. I am going to take one of the wolf skin heads off and put a normal commander's head on one of them. And they're just, yeah, all wearing wolf skins. That'll look a bit different. And then still got the ogres on the go. Got 24 of those boys to work on. Some are already done. These will finish them off nicely. Now, going back to the English Civil War, I had to buy some flags for Lord Brooks, Lord Say, and Colonel Samuel Joseph's regiment, as they didn't come with the starter armies. Now, where I went to buy the flags was a company called Battle Flag. I was really pleased with what I got. These 2 flags are for Lord Say and Sally's Regiment of Foot. But the good thing I like from Battle Flag with these flags, they are bigger than the ones you get in the starter army from Warlord, but they still fit on the standard. But at the bottom, you get a rough uniform guide, which comes in very handy. So Battle Flag, well done on that. There's the Lord Brooks flags. I think they're £1 each, I think. And again, uniform details at the bottom. Very handy. Let's have a look at Colonel Samuel Joseph's regimental flag. The major and the first captain. And again at the bottom, rough uniform guide, which the 3 basic parts of the uniform, once you get them right, the rest is easy. Sorry the camera's shaking, but I just can't keep my hands still. So, there you have it. I've got 4 more regiments of Royalists to make up, and that'll give me 12 regiments of foot of English Civil War figures. Then I've got 6 horse regiments, 12-man figures to do. And that'll be the Battaglia starter armies finished. Right, let's have a look at some finished figures. There we go then. The Blue Regiment of the London Trained Bands. This is the first English Civil War figures I've ever painted. I'm really happy with how they came out. I don't know 100% if the uniforms are historically correct, but I've painted them for my own pleasure in the way I wanted them. So I'm very happy with them. Very happy. And I'm going to be honest with you now. I glued these figures together a few weeks back. Friday I had a lovely evening meal, and then I came up to my office and I started painting these 24 figures Friday evening at about 7 p.m. When I went to bed Saturday evening, they were almost finished. I finished them off Sunday morning and based them Sunday afternoon. So these took me roughly 48 hours. And that'll do me. If I could punch a set of these English Civil War figures, 24 men in a regiment, out in 48 hours, I'm laughing. Not only am I laughing, I'm rolling about on the floor in stitches. I never thought I could paint them that quick. But there you go. Let's spin that round and have a look at the backs, if I can. Just excuse my fingers. I don't want to move around very well. The worst thing about these figures And I totally agree with what Miller Miniatures said in one of his videos that I watched Saturday, which was thank God Cromwell didn't cancel Christmas, I believe. I will totally agree with Miller when he says that on these plastic figures, it's hard to pick out the detail. And it is. There's at least 3 different straps going across the bodies on these figures. And not being familiar with the uniforms or even the history, it's unbelievable that I really know more about the American Civil War than I ever will about the English Civil War. Now, why is that? To be honest with you, I just believe it's because the amount of American Civil War films that were made and put on the telly to the amount of English Civil War films that were made and put on the telly. I can only think of the film Cromwell, and then there was a small television series, The Flashing Blade, I believe. I can't remember. But apart from that, I can't think I've ever seen any more English Civil War programmes, unless I'm missing some that are really, really blatant. But anyway, I'm really happy with these. Now let's have a look at some more of the mounted knights that I've based. There we are then. That'll focus on these first 2 knights. Well, 1 knight and 1 sergeant at arms. Again, on the red knight, the red and blue knight with the lance, on the right hand side of the screen. Again, I've put a few extras on the helmet. The red and white band that goes around the helmet is from Perry Miniatures Agincourt Mounted Knights. And the feather, the red and white feather, again, I believe that is from the Victrix Gaelic Cavalry. And they just add a little bit more detail to the knights' helmets. And then here, the black and white squiggles. They are all Fireforge figures, as were the last 2. Now, these 3 in red with the black shields and the golden line, yellow line, these I find interesting because they are Fireforge figures, or everything on them is Fireforge, I believe, except, hold on a minute, the only Fireforge figure there actually is the middle one. The guy with the axe with the white handle is a Fireforge figure. The other 2 are from Conquest Games. But I've added Fireforge cloaks on them. And all 3 have different heads. The heads on these are from Fireforge medieval Russian infantry. I had loads of spare heads left, and I think they just look... I know these are fantasy knights, but they would make good Saracens. I'm really happy with those. Nice little conversions just by adding 3 different heads. Now here we have a mixture of Conquest and Fireforge figures in red and green. The 2 on the left are Conquest Games, and the 2 on the right are Fireforge figures. No conversions. No little extra details added. And then here, 3 more pink and whites. The 2 on the left and right are Conquest Games miniatures, and the knight in the middle is a Fireforge figure. And again, he has Victrix Gaelic Cavalry eagle on his helmet. And the hair plume on the back of the helmet is all from Victrix Gaelic Cavalry. And that's it. That's all the mounted knights and foot knights. Well, it isn't all of them. Like I said, I did 72 on horseback and 48 on foot. And I think we're seeing about 30 so far. So a couple more videos and that should take care of all the knights. As I base them up, I'll film them. Okay then. Well, I'm now going to get painting, I forgot his name, Sir Thomas Fairfax's men. And just relax painting figures for the day until I have to cook tonight's evening meal, which will put the missus in a good mood. It's the least she deserves after a hard day in the office. Okay, everybody, stay safe, take care, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.